So it's crazy because I was actually doing post-production on this video and started talking to Prophet of the Dragon over here. You have an interesting connection to Buffy the Vampire Slayer I was not aware of. What is that?
Well, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the show, obviously, was actually shot at my high school. Yeah, I have very, I don't know, familiar memories of being late to class because they were shooting in the fountain area at my high school, and I couldn't get by them to get to my English class. So I kept being tardy because their shooting schedule just happened to coincide with eighth period. So my teacher would always get angry at me and a few group of my friends because we were always late. And of course, the excuse they're shooting Buffy the Vampire Slayer in front of your classroom, sir, was never valid. Of course, for some reason, even though we were all aware.
I only have one question. Did you ever get to see Charisma Carpenter?
Oh yeah, I saw them all.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, come on, like.
Yeah.
Do you think I wasn't? You think we weren't a big group of guys staring at that? I mean, come on, like, yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm late for class. I was watching the hot girls, do stuff in the fountain in my high school. I'm so sorry. I missed English class. Oh, for shame.
This is why I love this expanded fellowship. I love getting to work with you. You never know what crazy connections people had to things. Thanks a lot, Steve.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it is a day that ends in Y, so what we need to do is race and gender and sexuality swap a beloved character within science fiction and fantasy. Now, Sarah Michelle Gellar originally seemed open to a reboot, a sequel to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That was an iconic must-see weekly television event back in the 90s. I actually came to the show late and had to catch up on DVD box sets, but once I did, I was all in. And boy, Charisma Carpenter. Can I just say that? Anyway, Sarah Michelle Gellar now believes that a full reboot or even a continuation of her iconic series simply wouldn't work. This article came out on January 3rd. This is another one of those things that came out, people started talking about, and then it disappeared into some black hole. This was going to be headed by, look at this, they have to call it the race of whomever the writer is. That tells you kind of everything you need to know, right? I just want to know if they're any good at writing. I don't care what they look like. I don't care who they sleep with. The black lead from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. scribe Monica Usu Breen was going to head this project. Who exactly is that? Well, let's take a look at a tweet that she put out in 2018. I don't know if this is a haiku or what the hell this is, but the last stanza, here we are 20 years later and the world seems a lot scarier. So maybe it could be time to meet a new Slayer. Sounds perfectly innocuous. If this was, the world before 2015, I'd say maybe it could be done. But
the reboot will feature a black actress stepping into the role of Buffy. The project, which does not yet have a script or a network, will be contemporary and build on the original's mythology.
When the news dropped that it was a Buffy reboot with a black lead, that's when things went sideways, names started being called. That's kind of the last that we heard about this thing. But here we are, January of 2023, and there's one person who has absolutely no interest in getting involved in any reboot or reimagining or sequel or whatever the hell this is going to be, and that would be, of course, Buffy Summers herself. Quote, "I'm not open to it," unquote, said Gellar when asked if she'd be open to returning for a potential reboot in an interview with SFX.com. Quote, "I am very proud of the show that we created and it doesn't need to be done. We wrapped that up. I am all for them continuing the story because there's the story of female empowerment."
But you have not seen what I've seen.
I have seen my share.
You have not seen what I have seen.
They'll never know what you sacrificed for them.
I'm right.
Boy, there just hasn't been any of that lately, has there? I love the way the show was left. Quote, "Every girl who has the power can have the power," unquote. It's set up perfectly for someone else to have the power. But like I said, the metaphors of Buffy were the horrors of adolescence. I think I look young, but I'm not an adolescent. Now, Josh Whedon had been on board with the previous project as an executive producer, which may have something with the original remake of this being pulled. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants a reboot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer based solely upon the fact that it is someone who is not the color of the original character. I can't think of one person, except maybe, people in Hollywood that can virtue signal, and apparently this woman from Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Monica Owusu-Breen, who had interesting comments on social media about after she emigrated to the United States, wished that she could have seen herself in television shows because reasons. Where have we seen that one before? Anyway, it doesn't look like Buffy the Vampire Slayer with a POC, because that's all this damn show would be about, is that, by their own definition, not by what Salty says, but by their own definition, is not moving forward. Do you think the world is a poorer place? I'm Salty Travel and Sea. I hope you have a good day.